And welcome back to another episode of Select Start. I'm Jay.
And I'm, of course, Dio, and we're continuing our... I guess, is this an escape, technically? Because we were in a dungeon.
That's right. That Twilight
But
monster.
was the dungeon in the Twilight realm only? Because that's the one thing I don't quite understand.
Yes, we're in the Twilight realm.
We're in the Twilight realm, that's why we're a wolf, right?
And you see the orange, exactly.
But we're still in the castle?
We're in the castle.
Because we're seeing...
It's a mirror world.
It's a mirror world that inhabits the same space as ours, right?
Exactly.
So that's why I'm sort of like curious, because wouldn't the guards have questioned, like, what are all these black monsters doing here that in our dungeon suddenly? Like, why were they bringing, or assuming that we're invisible, right?
That's it.
They don't see us. But wouldn't they question, like, why are these monsters headed towards the dungeon for some reason?
What's happening is all of a sudden they're seeing enemies because the world is being merged by those enemies.
Okay, so it's like a merging of the worlds that's happening right
it's Zen that's actually trying to do this. It's gonna be all explained later on in the game why this is happening, how it's happening. And so as soon as we get out of here, come on, you dumb bitch. Give me that. Oh, this is so bad. We're gonna fail for the first time. There you go.
Oh, you have to fail.
Yeah. And then annoying stupid Minda's gonna be like, hey, listen to me. This way. See?
Oh, so just as you target A?
Yep.
Like an auto? Oh, not exactly the greatest of mechanics, but it's definitely something that works, at least, you know what I mean? You know, it's a quick way to traverse. Back, yeah. Fuck that monster. You don't get like a bonus or something for like destroying all the skulls.
No, I don't think so.
Because it's not like the gold skulltulas is what I mean. Like,
No, nothing like that.
because you can never tell with games like this, you know what I mean? Like, what? Suddenly it's a collectible, you have to get like all 100, stupid seeds or something.
Of course they have that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, like, you never know. Like, they might say, oh, guess what? I placed 80 golden skulls all around the castle.
In this, these type of bugs are annoying. They possess other creatures.
I like that animation, though. I will say this. The game did a great job of animating the wolf and his movements. Made it interesting for me.
Oh, it is super interesting. Like, look at this right now. I could look around, start sniffing if there's anything I should be worried about. Nothing. That. Gas for advice. Lost. Doors.
It's the only downside, I think, of the Wii, is the fact that it, like, maps everything to one button. It's like you're... Like I see you like running into walls or like rolling into a tree or something when you just want to like interact with the object, you know?
Yeah, it does the same thing as the N64. You smash into walls like that.
Yeah. Like I never liked that. I felt the Wii control. Like, don't get me wrong, the Wiimote, it is a good controller, a good base controller. Not the greatest though. Because it relied heavily on the motion.
That's right.
But
after the motion adapter, it was pretty.
Like hypothetically now, if you gave the Wii remote, the Wiimote, more buttons, sort of like what they did with the Joy-Cons, I think it would have been a much bigger success. What do you think? Or is that just like a crazy opinion to have?
I think it was a success in itself, and that's why the Joy-Cons are what they are today. And it is because of the Wiimote.
Oh no, definitely. The Joy-Cons are an evolution of it. But what I'm saying is, like, hypothetically now, like, most people I know, when they ended up buying the Wiimote, they ended up getting another controller the Pro controller, as it were, for the Wii, you know, or an adapter or something. You know, it was very rare that people played the game with the Wiimote if they didn't have to. Like even with Mario Kart, you know what I mean? You play with the Wii controller, the Wii Pro controller, for the most part. And that's not to say we didn't try the motion controls. I had the little wheel adapter, the official Nintendo one that you would just slap in the Wiimote into. But there's something to be said about the Joy-Con adding in the extra face buttons. Like when you take one Joy-Con, flip it sideways, it's got 4 buttons, the A, B, X, Y. It's got the joystick. It's got the motion control, which a lot of people don't realize is in there. I mean, there are certain games like World of Goo is a small downloadable game for the Wii, available on the Wii Shop, that takes advantage of the Joy-Con being able to point, same as a Wiimote. So it has that functionality in it. But if the Wiimote, like in your hands right now, hypothetically, you just jumped off the wall. Great job.
I was trying to avoid the bird.
Yeah, don't be fancy, just attack. But if you had, like, let's say 4 face buttons on it, don't you think it would have worked a lot better or had more functionality to it? Like, wouldn't you have liked it to be more than just A, 1, 2?
Yeah.
Like, granted, there's the B as the trigger, but the trigger is... I find it's very contextual in how it can be used. Like, the B trigger is when you're shooting an arrow, or it's when you're shooting something, you know? It feels like an actual trigger. Same way that the shoulder buttons would be. Whereas if you had more face buttons, like, available at your thumb, I think it could have added a lot more to the Wii as a whole. But again, that could just be me.
So if I remember that, and what's gonna be?
Don't you have to go out to the side where it's got the thing? Yeah, there. No, go there and climb down. Isn't that what you're supposed to do, or no?
Yeah. Oh. I was just readjusting the remote in my hand.
I'm here.
There you go. Your opening attack is the dash. It shouldn't be the dash. I think it should just be A. A quick lunge and then a dash. Or the spin attack. See, because you're relying on the spin attack mostly, and then you gotta wait for it to recharge. That's why they're hitting you as a counter.
Dang.
Yay! But again, I find the movement in this game fun when it works well. I think another downside to the Wii, and it was an advantage that I think the GameCube and the N64 had, is the control of the camera. On the Wii, you're relying a lot on the B button or Z targeting to to focus the camera behind you. Whereas with the N64, you were using the C buttons. With the GameCube, you had the thumbstick and the extra buttons. You know, you had a better positioning of the camera. I think that's maybe another reason that I didn't really get as into Twilight Princess as some of the other games, is because the camera issues.
Okay.
I think the camera can be this game's own worst enemy.
Big reveal right here.
Steve? Is that you? Midna?
You do want mine? do you think could be?
Yeah, in your dungeon. Find monsters that your guards just let walk into your dungeon.
You don't see them. It's invisible to the birds.
No, that's why some of them were cowering and complaining about black monsters.
The small ones there, and the swords.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's true. They didn't see necessarily the big ones. I always found Midna a little too
Condescending.
Yeah, it's like she was talking down to Zelda and talking down to me the whole time, like she was in on it somehow. Like, and I understand that she knows more about what's happening.
So this is where she explains the whole thing. This is what happened. I love that song. It's from Link to the Past.
And you know what? We'll let this episode run a little long so we can see this cutscene, because I'm excited.
See, this is what I meant. There was that element that was missing from Breath of the Wild. A bad guy. You see him come in and have a conversation.
Yes, I do agree with that. If hypothetically you had more of a presence.
Exactly, the presence was missing to me. But other than that, the game was amazing.
But again, I understand why they didn't do it, because it's hard to argue. Honestly, like I could see both sides of the argument, because yes, there was a lack of definitive narrative, but the more narrative you start throwing into a game like Breath of the Wild, the less open an adventure it becomes.
Yeah.
Because it's forcing you down a certain path. Well, maybe not force is the wrong word, but it's directing you in such a path that the game becomes more and more linear, the more and more narrative heavy that it becomes. I mean, the best way that I could describe it is like a book or a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You go where the book or the movie wants you to go. Whereas Breath of the Wild, you go where you want to go. Exactly. And you make up your own story. So there's advantages to both. But that's why I think the memories in Breath of the Wild being optional things that you have to seek out.
6 Sages
is something interesting. No, that's not the Sword of 6 Sages, that's Zelda's sword.
Yeah, it's a rapier.
But that's why I think Breath of the Wild story is being something you have to seek out makes it a little bit more special to me. Mm-hmm. Like, unless you're looking for it, it's easy to skip it and still have a great time.
This game too, you know, you could skip forward all this stuff and it's still fun. But you won't be into the story as much if you just skip everything. Like Shroud, and without like the people became a spirit.
Oh no!
So everybody's like stuck in limbo while this merge is happening. Unaware that they have passed into the spirit forms.
Okay. So that's the one thing I wasn't understanding. Like, they don't realize that they're in the Twilight Realm too as ghosts. Because what I thought was happening was that they were going on with their regular lives in the regular world.
They are, in a way.
In a way, but really they're ghosts.
Exactly.
Is what's going on. Like that's where I was confused. It's not like in Link to the Past where you would switch between worlds and different things were happening in different worlds. This is all happening because of the Twilight Realms turned them into ghosts and they don't realize they're ghosts.
I love the look of Princess Zelda in this though.
It
was a very intricate design. I still think my favorite Zelda design, as far as like looks goes, I really love what they did in Breath of the Wild. But there's something to be said about Ocarina of Time. And to a certain degree, Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword, I think, is
but that's a Goddess Hill, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little different, but This, I think, was a little too intricate in the sense that, yes, they play up the fact that it's a princess, but I think it's too ornate. She loses a little bit of her charm, a little bit of her personality underneath all the royal garb, the royal dress, you know what I mean? It becomes too formal.
That's it.
Which,
It's like
again,
Princess Peach. You always have that gown.
yeah. And you know what? I think this is a perfect place to end this episode, and we'll see you guys next time on Select Start. See you guys then.